Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. This is my review for Loki Season 2, Episode 1. So this video will contain spoilers for Loki Season 2, Episode 1, so if you have not seen Episode 1, go watch it and then come back. And yeah, so let's just get into it. So, if you've been watching the videos on my channel and like my MCU related videos, you'll know that Loki is my second favorite MCU show out of all of them. My first favorite is WandaVision, but Loki is definitely my second favorite. I love Loki Season 1. I thought it was just so, different, so inventive. I loved the vibe of it. It was really fun. It was just really great, right? I had a really good time with it. And I was very, very excited for Season 2. And Episode 1 just came out, and I got a chance to check it out. And I gotta say, I liked the episode. I would say I really liked it. I wouldn't say I loved it. Just maybe it didn't... I don't want to get into the criticism straight away, but my only criticism, the main criticism, would be that I guess, I don't know, it felt like it was lacking something to make me love it, right? Like, there was definitely things that I loved, and overall I really enjoyed it, but I feel like there was just lacking just something, I don't know. And maybe it's the whole shadow of Jonathan Majors over the show, of like, I don't know if this is even going anywhere, because we don't know what's going on with Jonathan Majors. Like, if he's found guilty, he will be out, he'll be done with the MCU, he will not be coming back, so all this will basically be for nothing. So, it just feels like, is this all for nothing? Is this going to be, is this going to be paid off at some point? Is this leading towards anything? I don't know. So I suppose that shadow just looms large over this show overall. And maybe that kept me from loving it. But still, I really enjoyed it, right? So this episode picks up right where Loki Season 1 ended, with Loki having, which we didn't know at the time, but having known now, with Loki time slipping after he goes into the time door, time slipping into the past TVA, in which Mobius and everyone else doesn't know who he is, right? And there's the Kang statues. So this is the TVA in the past, right? The very, very far past, right? Where Kang was in like an open part of the TVA, and everyone knew that he was, the founder of the TVA, I think is what you would call it. But yeah, so that's what we find out, is that he had time slipped. So then he eventually does time slip back into our TVA, or our timeline, in which it's a bit convoluted, because they say, oh, it's not possible to time slip in the TVA, but then Loki's doing it and stuff like that. So all this, that's probably just a problem I have with the Loki show overall, is that a lot of the rules and the time travel and things like that are very convoluted and very messy. And I wish it was explained a little bit better, but for the most part, it's passable, right? But yeah, so Loki slips back into our TVA timeline, in which Mobius then knows who he is. We have a great scene where B-15, Mobius, and like, what are they? It's called the War Room, right? I think that's what it's called. Where they're talking about, do we branch these timelines or do we not? Because obviously there's chaos on the sacred timeline from Sylvie killing He Who Remains, right? So I thought that whole conversation was really, really cool, with B-15 coming at it from an angle of, there are people living on these timelines, and we can't just go commit genocide on them. I mean, there are people living real lives here, but then the other people saying, we cannot have this much chaos. It's like, it's going to cause ramifications. There will be consequences, and you can see both sides. Obviously, I agree with B-15 that that you cannot just commit mass genocide just to preserve one timeline. But yeah, that was a cool scene. And also at the same time, we see Loki in the past TVA, in the War Room, seeing the past War Room, in which he hears a recording of Kang talking to Ravonna Renslayer, in which they seem to be working together. He refers to her as a marble, which, little, hint, or not hint, but like, no pun intended. But yeah, and then we also see a massive Kang mural on the War Room wall, in which the present day Loki, or Loki in the present TVA, comes back and prunes that wall to reveal the Kang murals, which is just very, very intimidating. You see, there's a difference, right? Kang's presence looms large over this show, but also Jonathan Majors. And when I say Kang's, I mean the actual character. He's felt throughout. And when I talk about Jonathan Majors, I'm talking about the ramifications of his real life actions. So, but when I say Kang, I'm talking about the character. So Kang's presence, though, is felt throughout the whole show. That is very much obvious. Now, there was some really cool stuff in this episode that I liked. I really, really loved that scene where Mobius and Loki meet OB, and then Loki time slips back into the past, and then is talking to past OB about things that are relevant in the future, and then present Mobius is talking to present OB, and OB is remembering it at the same time, because technically the events are happening simultaneously, but then also in the past. It's very confusing, but also not confusing at all. But yeah, as Loki's explaining it to past OB, all the things with the time slipping and stuff, present OB is remembering it, and then he is able to give information to OB, right? But then anyway, so let's just talk about that big. But I love that scene, right? I thought that was very, very clever and very well done. But and also Ki Hua Kwan is so great as OB. He is just really, really great. He really makes it his own. He's terrific. He's so good to watch. Obviously Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston are amazing as usual with their banter with Loki and Mobius. They do it great. Their comedy is on time. Their stuff is great. I love their relationship. It's definitely the best thing about the show. But yeah, so that's the big thing, the whatever it was called, the time loom or something, where the little loom thing was organizing all the messy timelines into one sort of contained timeline, I guess. And Mobius goes out there with the whatever machine the OB built to extract Loki from in between being pruned and going to the void, in which he can be pulled out of the time slip and then back into present time with everyone permanently. Although we do see in the trailer that he is time slipping later in the season, so I don't know what the go is with that, but we'll soon find out. That scene was really, really cool though. The effects were so great. I thought in the trailer when I saw that, I thought that was going to be from the end of the show, but no, it was from the beginning. So I wonder what's going to happen in future episodes if that is what we got for our first episode. We see Loki back in, is it present or future? He's at some point in the TVA. I know we see Sylvie coming out the elevator. I'm going to assume it's future TVA. I don't really know, or maybe present TVA. I'm really not sure. But we see him see Sylvie, and then he gets pruned by someone. We don't know who. I'm assuming we're going to find out. But then Mobius is able to rescue him as he's just turning around, and he crashes into Mobius, and they fall through, and the bromance is alive. I love these two. I love these characters. This episode was really, really great. That's it for my review, though. I just wanted to keep it brief for the first one, because there isn't that much to chew on without a second episode. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Turn on post notifications so I don't miss when I upload. See you guys in the next one.